Hello everyone, this is Angela and welcome to my channel, Angie the ENTJ. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click on the notifications bell so you'll know whenever I upload any new content. And let me let you know that I appreciate all of your subscriptions. I appreciate all your likes and your comments, so keep them going. Okay, so this video is about a husband feeling real upset that his wife is treating his child that was born as a result of him cheating on her. Yes, you heard it right. He cheated on his wife and had an outside baby. And he's upset that the wife is treating that child differently than her own children whom she has given birth to. Yes, honey. Let's watch.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why my son?
What
do you mean? Why I got the camera in your face? Why do my son keep coming to me telling me that you treating him different than the rest of the kids?
Because he is different than the rest of the kids. He's
How?
not my son.
Because he's not your son,
No,
but he's my son.
Right.
So you should be treating him like your son too.
No, he's not my son. He does not belong to me. It's your responsibility to take care of your son. I don't expect for when my kid. There's nobody taking care of my kids other than me. What are you talking about? They're your kids. So yes, you take care of our kids together and you take care of your son.
But you don't take care of my son. You don't treat my son like he family, like he part of our family.
He don't go without.
He be here, he live here. He go with his mother occasionally. What are you talking about?
Okay, but he's also not my son. Like, what do you want me to do? That's not my child. You want me to sit around and treat him the exact same as I treat my children? He's not my child. He's going to feel different.
No, he shouldn't feel different.
I'm not his mother.
He should feel at home when he come to his damn house.
I'm not his mother.
I'm
not about to do this with you.
You're not his mother, but you my girl at the end of the day.
Right.
So you're supposed to be treating my son accordingly.
You act like I be knocking the little or something. I don't be doing nothing to him.
You don't gotta knock him upside his head for him. You might as well be doing that, not giving him candy, making him feel different than the rest of the kids.
First of all, your son is bad. I don't know what kind of training he
got.
It may have to have something to do with that ragged baby mama you got, but that's not on me.
At the end of the day, this don't got nothing to do with my baby mother. This don't got nothing to do with nothing else but you treating my son differently from the rest of the kids.
Your son is different than the rest of the children. He's not my son. Like I told you that from jump. If you don't start treating my kids, I told you that from jump. I told you that from jump that your child, I will, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna make sure he's straight, like in regards to he's not gonna hurt himself or get hurt. But I also told you can't expect me to step up and be a mom to somebody that's not mine. I told you that. I don't think I have that capability. We had that conversation.
If this was vice versa, I would be treating your daughter accordingly. Just the same way I treat you, I'd be treating your daughter.
But you don't have to, because I didn't come to you with no outside children. I didn't come with you with them straight. I didn't come with you with that.
Wow. But at the end of the day, you decided to stay with me and you knew I had a kid. You decided to stay with me.
Right, and so you should step up and take care of that extra whatever. Wow. That's on you. Wow. That's not on me.
You don't think that's just a little bit childish?
So you telling me I have a baby, I bring the baby home, you gonna take care of it and be a father?
If you had the kid before me and we get in a relationship, why wouldn't I? That would make sense not to.
I wouldn't expect you to. I wouldn't put that all on you. If you did that was up to you. Wow. But I wouldn't put that on you. That's a lot to put on my shoulders.
Look at this, y'all. Y'all look at this. This makes sense to y'all?
Look at it. Do it make sense? I mean, we've been together how long?
If you had a kid already,
now it's a problem.
And then me and you had two kids,
because now it's an issue.
Nobody had to say nothing to me. It was my son who said something.
Okay, right.
I could see this.
So he's upset because he didn't get a piece of candy. Little bad time out when the other kids got to play. What happened?
No, my son is upset because he said that you was giving the other kids stuff, candy, juice, snacks, taking them outside, and he was making my son sit in the house.
Because he did deserve, because he be running around here like he don't have no sister, don't want to listen to
the kids we got already ain't bad.
So when I tell him stuff, he knows I'm not his mother. When I tell him stuff, he don't listen. So because he don't listen, guess what he don't get? The same everybody else get. And guess what I'm not going to do? Enforce nothing, because that's not my child. So now I'm in a position to where all I got to do is tell him to sit in the house, let the kids do whatever they want to do, and wait till home, because you're his father. He's not going to listen to me. going back and forth with you about. So have a conversation with your son. Maybe if you got your son to
listen. What are you talking about?
Right, okay. And
my son is only going to...
Our 3-year-old listens. What are you saying? What's your point? What's your point?
You just unreasonable.
Our 3-year-old listens.
Unreasonable, and you're not even reasoning about something that's logical.
You want to know why our 3-year-old listens to me? Because I'm their mother. Okay, so that's the point. So you figure it out. You figure out how to fix that.
If you don't start treating my son the right way, I'm gonna have to leave you. That's pretty much it.
All right, well, get your son to listen, and we'll see. We'll go from there.
Get my son to listen.
Get your son to listen, and we'll go from there.
Listen.
Exactly. So, are we done?
Yeah.
Okay, so the person who posted this video has the sentiment that the wife is in the wrong and that she should treat his outside baby as her own child since she decided to forgive him and stay with him after his affair. Well, you know, good people, I have a different perspective on that, of course. I'm on the side of good and genuine salt of the earth people who just want to live their lives in peace without falling prey to one of these charlatans. And I'm a fair person, and I know that most Americans, especially African Americans, tend to look at situations from a moral and self-sacrificing standpoint without applying economics. Well, listen, on this channel, I look at things from a self-preservation standpoint, and I apply economics. So let's get into it. So previously, I made a video that was basically an economic analysis of monogamy versus polygamy. In this video in particular, I shared how polygamy always yields a deficit, either in time or in money, more often than not, both. Polygamy can be formal, like what we see in many of the Gulf nations, such as Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and throughout Africa and other parts of Asia as well. It can also be informal, like what we see within the U.S. in terms of side chicks and mistresses. And definitely the Black community, Blackistan, is definitely a de facto polygamous community, and it shows all of that economically as well as in actuality. So when I saw this particular video, I immediately recognized the deficit of a cheating man who has to manage different families in different households. And as usual, he's stressing because that's one of the consequences. You see, with these types, when they stress, they tend to emotionally dump on the first woman that's nearby, because the reason why they're emotionally dumping on her, what they're trying to do is signal, hey, let me pull on your heartstrings so that you can solve my problems and I don't have to feel these consequences anymore. Now, this could either be their mother, their sister, an aunt, or in this case, it is his wife or girlfriend or significant other. Let me just say wife for the sake of this video, because they are clearly in a common law marriage of sorts. Ladies, and also relatives of women, because I know that about 1/3 of my audience is composed of men, and on this channel, we do differentiate between males like this cheating husband and real men, who may be people like the relatives and friends of this woman who was wronged by her husband. Listen, do not let these no good people shake your resources out of you. I'm here to help you to quantify what it is that you already know in a way where the opponents to your progress and your self-actualization cannot confuse you and run a game on you while trying to make you appear to be the crazy one so that they can get to your resources. This cheating husband and potentially the side chick are what is known as parasitic parents. In nature, parasitic parenting is seen usually among a class of birds known as cuckoos. And yeah, you heard it right, cuckoo, like this cuckoo dad who is expecting his wife to mother his outside child as if this boy is her own baby. In nature, a cuckoo bird will lay its egg in another bird's nest while swallowing up the other bird's egg. And what happens is that that bird will sit onto that egg thinking that it's one of their own, and when it hatches, it's feeding it nonstop. So here's a short, roughly 30-second video about how the cuckoos are when they're at work. So let's watch that briefly, and I'll be back.
You're seeing here is a baby cuckoo pushing its enemies out of its nest. Well, its nest. Not exactly, since cuckoos are pretty mean. They practice what's known as brood parasitism. In fact, most birds build their nests, lay their eggs in them, raise their young, who then fly away to start again elsewhere. But the cuckoo doesn't want to bother doing all of that. So, it has a different strategy. The female cuckoo perches near the nest of another bird that has just laid its eggs. When that bird leaves to find food, she goes into the nest, swallows one of its eggs, and lays her own in its place. The bird comes back, thinks everything is fine, the number of eggs is the same, and it starts to incubate the cuckoo's egg, as if it was one of its own. The cuckoo's egg hatches a few days before the others, and the first thing the baby cuckoo does is push all the other eggs out of the nest. This way, it can get all the attention from its adoptive mother.
Okay, I'm back. When we compare the behavior of the cuckoo to the behavior of the father with his child towards his wife, it is fundamentally identical. What the dad is attempting to do is to exploit what is known as mutual alloparenting or alloparental care. Alloparenting is the type of care that comes with some cost associated with it, including the spending of time and energy for caring for another person's offspring or another person's child at your own expense with no direct benefits from it. It can be considered either mutual or parasitic, okay? Mutual alloparenting is seen in humans when, grandparents and aunties and uncles, older siblings, when they bond together and care for the young, neighbors, whatnot. This form of alloparenting is considered mutual because it solidifies bonds between the individuals and it aids with community cohesion. However, the husband is expecting his wife to be an alloparent to his outside baby, to spend her time, her energy, and her resources to aid him, the husband, along with his side chick in raising their child. This makes it a form of parasitic alloparenting or parasitic alloparental care. Let's just say parasitic parents for the sake of simplicity, okay? Now, those are the scientific terms that can be used to describe the behavior, okay? Now let's dive into some economics. So what this dude is expecting from his wife is that she provides a daycare facility to the child that he created outside of their relationship and to do it for free. Nothing is free on this planet. Even if you want food to eat and you live in a society where there is no money, you will have to spend time and energy to hunt, fish, plant, and cultivate your food, and you would need access to the land and or the water to do it. That's for these ashy people out here who want to make it seem like now you can go back to the Stone Age to solve all your problems. Even if you were to do that, that's not true, okay? Economics still applies. So let's ignore the fact that despite the wife forgiving him for his indiscretions, despite even bringing his outside baby into the wife's home to raise, let's ignore that he even has the audacity to even expect her to treat this constant reminder of him lying and cheating on her equally to the children that she gave birth to. Let's ignore all of that, okay? I'm a fair person and fair is fair. He is expecting his wife to be a daycare facility for his outside child and to do it for free. Listen, the average cost of daycare in the U.S. is more than $12,000 per year. In some places like California, Massachusetts, and New York, it can be between $15,000 to $20,000 per year for each child. But for the sake of simplicity, again, let's just say that it's an even $12,000 per year over here, okay? This means, and to be fair, that he needs to compensate his wife at least $1,000 a month to provide daycare to his child, because he's expecting her to feed this child, clothe, do school runs, enrich, all that stuff. And if he's not willing to pay her, then what he can do is enroll his outside child, his outside kid, into a professional daycare facility. That way, there is a group of trained professionals who will watch his child, feed him, take him on field trips, and provide other forms of enrichment during the times that the dad is unable to care for him. Additionally, if his outside child has a discipline problem at the daycare facility, then the licensed and trained professionals can speak to the cheating husband daddy and the side chick mama about how to address those disciplinary problems with their child. The wife is far more patient and forgiving than I can or would ever be. Personally, I would have kicked the husband to the curb and moved on with my life. But I respect that everyone is different, and that's fine. However, I believe that fair is fair. So cheating husband and our side chick needs to pay the wife for daycare facility fees during the times that they are incapable of watching their own child, or the cheating husband and the side chick needs to enroll their child into a daycare facility, or they need to go to their families on their side and pester them about watching their child for free if they cannot afford to pay the wife or the daycare facility. Or here's another one, they need to be the ones to rearrange their lives and suffer the consequences of their choice to create a child without a plan to raise it. This parasitic parent grift needs to come to an end. They need to endure the liability of their decisions. So that's all I have to say for now. Please be sure to watch, subscribe, comment, and click on the notifications bell so you'll know whenever I upload any new content. Take care until next time.